If you haven't heard already, the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard lawsuit has now come to a verdict. Johnny Depp has been awarded $15 million and Amber Heard $2 million. So it is more than safe to say that Johnny Depp has won this case. And the reason why I want to talk about it on this video today is to extract some lessons that we can take from what happened here. First of all, I do want to say this is great for men in general. For several years now, there has not been a lot of seeking of truth. It seems like once any person has said anything bad against a man and what he's done, he's canceled so quickly without any sort of fair trial, and it's her word against his. And now we finally have a case where her word is wrong. So it just goes to show you that not every single time that there is a situation where there's some sort of abuse or some sort of blame put on a guy that it is necessarily true, and we see that here today. Now, the lesson that I've extracted, although it's one I've already known, but I want you to think about this, is the idea of being so careful with the kind of women that you pick to be in a relationship with. Amber Heard, very attractive woman, one of status, who got together with Johnny Depp. Obviously, he got into a relationship with her, married her, saw something in her, and then had to suffer the consequences later on because of what she's done in terms of claiming all this abuse. And it just goes to show that not every woman, even as powerful or as beautiful as they might be, is someone that you should be with. I don't know the history of how Johnny Depp picked Amber Heard or how he courted her or how they got together, but that's not really the point. The point here is you need to be careful of the kinds of women that you date. Amber Heard, according to the trial, and according to one of the psychologists, says that she has signs of BPD, borderline personality disorder, which is a very, very rough personality disorder to have in a relationship. Meaning, if you're dating someone who's diagnosed with that or has that, it's a very challenging relationship to be in, and there's a lot of drama and a lot of problems that come along with it. And so there's a lot of women out there who do have issues, whether it be issues with personality disorders, anxiety disorders, depression, whatever it may be, who, if you get into a relationship with them and they don't have a handle on some of their disorders, it can be very bad for you, as we're seeing as one example here. And this is not the first example I've ever heard of. I've heard of and read of many people who have been in relationships with people who have any sort of mental illness that are either undiagnosed or diagnosed mental illnesses, where they get together and it completely blows up the relationship and can actually ruin lives. So the bigger and deeper point here is that I don't want you to be putting women on a pedestal and thinking that their beauty is the thing that gives them value. Beauty, although I know it's something that you're looking for and all men do in a woman, physical beauty, it's not the only thing. You have to be very careful with the women that you meet and that you date. This is why you don't get married fast, you don't get into a relationship fast, and you don't fall head over heels with the woman just because she's pretty and maybe gives you some attention. Why? Because you don't know her history. You don't know who she is deep down until you spend a lot of time with her, until you really understand who she is as a person. And you need to be doing that as you're going out and as you're dating women. You need to be very careful with the kinds of women that you're with. Marriages, divorces, these things have actually ruined lives. I get on the phone with guys all the time who sign up for my coaching program who are coming off a divorce. All their money's gone, their mental health is down the drain, and they're in complete ruin. Why? Because they settled, they picked the wrong woman, or they picked a woman only for superficial reasons. So I want you to make sure that whenever you're going out there and you're dating, I want you to ask questions. I want you to understand what the relationship is with their parents. I want you to understand if there's someone who is drinking a lot, smoking a lot, doing drugs? Do they have any sort of personality disorders, mental illnesses? Maybe this is not something you find out necessarily on the first date, but as you're dating them. This is why you don't get into a relationship with a woman for at least 4 to 6 months, so you can really understand who this person is, and you can be careful with going deeper into a relationship with this person. In my opinion, Johnny Depp picked the wrong person to be in a marriage with. Obviously. I'm sure this is probably one of the biggest regrets of his life. I can imagine what kind of toll it's put on him financially, emotionally, and obviously for his career, which we don't know. I'm assuming it's going to, get back on track. He's one of the biggest A-list celebrities of our time, of our generation. And he made one wrong decision, and that one wrong decision, that big decision, was picking the wrong woman. I don't want that for you. So, I'm not trying to scare you here. I don't want this to be something where you're completely freaked out and it just scares you away from dating, although there's a lot of guys out there at this point who are scared of dating because they don't want to get in that trouble. But I think that you can find an amazing woman, someone to be in a relationship with that will add to your life. But that's the key. You need to find the person, the woman that will add to your life. And you have to be very, very careful and very specific and very diligent at going through the process of courtship to find that woman and not just settle for anyone. Hope that helps. If it does, more videos coming out. Press the subscribe button. Let me hear from you. What do you think in terms of this verdict, if you've been watching the trial or if you've been paying attention to it? Let me hear from you in the comments down below.